This is GamerGenusTV, where I do whatever the hell I want and you watch me because I'm awesome. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? We've got some more StarCraft 2 action for you today. We're going to jump right to it. I am again casting the Inter-Team League Contest GSTL type thing from Team Bacon. My buddy Archon sent this over to me, so again, thank you, sir. He gave these to me like 3 months ago. I'm just now finishing these. However, it is time for the last few games of this series. We are getting down to the nitty-gritty. Let's take a look. It started off with Bacon falling to Silent Sushi, and then I see him taking down Team Right Side, Stark, and Quampa, eventually falling to the Lady Prowess of Tenuvial's Protoss Might. So now we have up One Shot versus Tenuvial, trying to close this series out. And there we see how everybody fell. And now, without further delay, we have One Shot versus Tenuvial. Let's get straight into it as soon as I fix this. Alright. My bad, guys. Jeez. Okay. So we got this game loaded up. Let's go ahead and get it started. Alright. In the top right hand corner of what I believe is Derelict Watcher, we have Tenuvial, the reigning champion so far, attempting to come back and bring her team out of disaster's reach. The last player on Team Right Side taking on One Shot. The blue Protoss down in the bottom left hand corner. Very nice. Good job, guys. Talking it out. This map needs a stepladder. Very much so, I suppose. It has a very, very wide open main base. My God. And a wide ramp leading into the natural. And the third, pretty standard third, with a wide ramp coming in one way, but it looks like it is closed off after that. So that's interesting. That makes it a little bit safer, which is always nice. So we have the initial probe scout coming out at, I'm assuming, like 11 or 12. Still, it's an early probe scout. It's going to come in and see a pretty standard play so far from One Shot, taking this this gas right on time. It's an earlier gas, so could be looking at some Reaper play. And that's exactly what Tenuvial was looking for, to see whether or not that gas was taken. What's this SCV doing? Ah, just checking course for proxy pylons, just to be sure. Because that's always a danger from any Protoss player is cheese. Good God, the cheese. So we have the gateway coming down finally for Tenuvial, and her first gas just finishing up. So it looks like we've got pretty standard plays so far from both players. Tenuvial is a little bit supply block currently. This pylon is about to finish up. The barracks is done. We should see a Marine coming out fairly soon. It's going to deny this probe its life, since it has been walled in, if this SCV doesn't take care of it first. And really, the SCV could just go right back to mining currently. And just wait for that. There we go. Just going to wait for that that Marine to come out and finish him off. Finish off the little probie. That SCV is going to get back to mining. We do see the Reaper about to pop out, though, so it's not going to be a Marine. The Reaper is going to come out, so Tenuvial now knows that it is Reaper play. So very good with that initial scout, getting a good bit of information for its life. I do not know if she got to see that. If she got to see that reactor come down. She did not. So that's not as good. It's always nice to know whether or not the add-on's coming, what kind of add-on. So the Reaper's going to be heading towards the bases. I'm not sure what these two are doing, coming all the way out here. Maybe attempting to slip by and come in for some kind of proxy racks play. The Reaper's going to come in, however, the Mothership Core is already out. Going to completely deny any kind of harassment. However, there was a little bit of scouting that he got in there. Saw the cyber and gateway at least, did not see the gas, which is one of the bigger things. So it looks like we do have a double proxy racks coming down for one shot, and just a little bit of annoyance with that Reaper. It's going to keep coming in. However, the Stalker is going to completely deny any kills. The Stalker and the Mothership Core together. Well, actually, the Mothership Core is actually across the map. Stalker should be able to take care of this, however. Completely deny any kind of further harassment from a Reaper. We have these two barracks is finally finishing up. Tenuvial has no idea that they're there. She's bringing her Mothership Core down and around to get a good scout with it. It's going to find that there's no expansion up just yet. Oh, never mind. Put my foot in my mouth. Thanks, Jack. Okay. So, let's see. We got reactor marine production coming down. We have these two barracks up here. If Tenuvial gets in and sees only one barracks, however, she's going to know that something's up. Double tech lab. That means marauders. Proxy marauders coming out. It looks like she did not. She just went in and checked to see if that expansion was there, and she did. She saw that it was coming down. It may look a little suspicious being as late as it is. Not quite finished yet. So let's see what she does in reaction. She's going straight for Colossi. Getting out the Observer. Gateway Tech is almost finished. I'm a little concerned about these proxy marauders right now. They can do a lot of damage if they get in there. There's no sort of wall or anything. There's not much of an army either. Just a few stalkers. And if concussive shell comes with that, stim and combat shields, good lord, are coming. We've got plenty of Marines at the front to protect any kind of harassment coming from Tenuvial. And if only she had seen that, how late really. She did see how late the CC was, but not so much that there's hardly any SCVs at it. This could be very, very bad for her. This one could end in a quick flash. Oh, is this going to come in for the bunker? It's going to get denied by these stalkers very quickly. However, it does see the base is up and running. There's plenty of probes at it. So he's got to know that there's not much of an army there. However, the Colossus is on the way. That might help some, but it's not going to be all that strong against a good group of marauders. And really, we should see one shot moving in with this group very, very shortly. Really, I would have liked to have seen him moving in currently right now so that the attack happens just as combat shields and stim finishes. But it looks like he's going to be waiting for a few more marauders. He's going to bring the rest of his army up as well. I feel like this attack could have really done a lot of damage if it would have moved in right now or even earlier, just because the number of marauders with stim and combat shield upgrades, which I'm not sure Hujimajus it's actually benefit from. So it's going to stem right in. Those stalkers are going to fall in a very quick hurry. The photon overcharge does go down, but they're just going to move right up the ramp into the main. There's enough energy for another photon overcharge. These zealots are dying very, very quickly. A lot. Oh no, the two pylons powering all these buildings falls. Will the forge fall? Oh my god, the pylon falls. So much damage being done by one shot here, forcing all the probes off the line. The only thing really protecting it is the Colossus and this photon overcharge, and it is really getting the job done right now. Colossi plus photon overcharge equals OP. Double overcharge, so they're going to take a lot of shots on the way out as well. This army does get cleaned up, however, there was a good bit of damage done, at least in supply and powering down all these structures. However, I'm not sure that it was enough, because Protoss, of course, can just throw down new pylons. Man, photon overcharge, huh? It's pretty nasty. So we've got this group of other marauders moving in to check for a third. There's no third there. He's going to be moving back towards the natural. Going to try and get back in there, do a little bit more damage. I don't see a whole lot that can stop him right now. This natural may fall, except the Colossus is there with a good number of meat shields in front of it. Oh, and it looks like Thermal Lance just finished. Did Thermal Lance finish? Or am I... Okay, my bad, guys. I just needed to know. Thermal Lance has finished, so they're going to be forced to back off. They're not going to be able to get in close enough to that Colossi to take it down. However, the natural falls for Tenuvial, and she is in a bit of trouble here. She still doesn't know about these two proxy raxes, although she may be assuming it by now. Just the speed at which they came. All those marauders. I don't know. Maybe not. They weren't all that fast, really. Okay, the observer is out on the field. It's checking around for an army. It's seeing a lot of units just kind of spread everywhere, really. Like, what the hell? Misses this small portion, though. So, if she's... Oh, that's a good proxy pylon location. That's a kind of a get-out-of-jail-free card right there, in as much as that she can warp in a huge round of zealots down here if she's got the army up in this area. If she's got the opponent's army up in this area looking to attack, she can warp in a bunch of zealots down here and run them down to the other side of the map, which really could have maybe gone over here or even down here, maybe off to the side, just to be a little bit quicker. And it looks like these units are just kind of patrolling all over the map. I'm not exactly sure why or where the hell he's going with them, but that's map control, so that's always good. Another observer coming out. We have the Templar Archives down, just finishing up. We have a drop coming in, deciding not to get too close to that cannon, which is smart. It's going to focus down that Cyber Core, and these Colossi, all these units are going to mop this up. The medevac is going to get out of there, though. There's not much in the way of stalkers to take down the medevac, so that might be something that we'll want to do. Get a few more stalkers in her composition just to protect from drops. She knows that they're a possibility now, and even though she's got a few cannons down, she needs to be careful with that all the same. We've got the Vikings coming out now to counter the Colossi. And One Shot obviously has a big lead in supply so far. And that's just coming from, it seems like it's coming from both a macro standpoint and as well as from the engagements that he has taken. So we get one Marine slipping into the base of Tenuvial down at the third, and it's just picking away at these probes. It's taken one or two so far before it gets melted by the world at war. Wait, no, that's wrong. Oh, Jesus Christ. By the giraffes. Oh, God. Cast her blank. Okay, so she finally finds the two proxy racks. She's going to take those down very quickly. They do lift off, however. Two add-ons are going to go down very quickly. And the tickle beams of the Ghostbusters, they're going to try and do a tickle job on them. It's just not gonna happen. Okay, so we've got some Hellbats being mixed in, and this is before they got the nerf, the very recent nerf, where you actually have to upgrade to Blue Flame to get that full plus 30 damage against light units. So that's kind of nice that Blizzard finally nerfed the Hellbat drop, the early Hellbat drop anyway. They can still be very effective, just not as quickly. +1 only, okay. +2 only just now coming in. 17 minutes in. It's a little bit late, but that's mostly because we got depowered earlier on. All the harassment that One Shot's been doing is just fucking up everything, eh? We have the one Templar sitting in the back of the mineral line looking for medevacs to feedback them. And here as well. Could use a cannon in here. It looks like there's a lot of space between the Nexus and the mineral line. Might be a little bit out of range, what it should be. I could just be wrong. Don't know. Anyway, the game continues on. We've got a good number of Hellbats. He's getting a good split out here just to make sure that he can get a good flank if the army were in this area. It's not, so he's going to send in his Marauders to start shooting down this Nexus. Hopefully draw the army out. Storms incoming. Okay, the Nexus does get sniped. However, he's going to start focusing down these probes. We've got more reinforcements rallying upwards. Wow. Tanuvial is not really reacting to the army. Where is her army at? It's protecting the natural. She's going to sacrifice the third to ensure that the natural stays safe. We have an Archon out here. It's going to be able to finish mopping this up with the Dark Templar. Oh, oops. Another DT is going to come in, and oh wow, a lot of Vikings. DT is going to come in and it's going to start punching at these. It's going to slip past the army and go for the mineral line. Likely at the third. We've got a Marine patrolling across the top, checking for hidden expansions. And the Observer, another Marauder moving up to join the army. We've got another Marine patrolling the different areas for expansions, again, which is always a good idea. We finally have this DT making its way into the mineral line. It's going to get 1 SCV, 2 SCVs, 3 SCVs, 4 SCVs, before it finally goes down. At the same time, we've got one shot scanning his army just to make sure there's no DTs or observers in there with him, whilst Tanuvial gets a free pass at long distance mining from this third, which really shouldn't happen. One shot should have these units a little bit closer. And we have the supply count dead even currently. Let's see, let's look at the forces. Very, very even right now. Tanuvial does have a slight advantage in the resource count in her army. However, these Vikings are going to do so much damage. These Colossi, they're going to fall down so fast. There's simply too many there. All the storms coming in, though, they're going to do a lot of damage to these units, but they're also taking a lot of damage onto the Zealots as well. And it looks like one shot's going to be forced to fall back. There are just too many storms. My God. That was very, very bad control out of the Terran player. That was a little bit disappointing, actually. He had a good chance to do a lot of damage with that, especially with the concave that he had in there. It just seemed like he got to it a little bit too late. Those Vikings did do a lot of damage, but it just wasn't enough. Wasn't enough control there. And we've got Tanuvial moving in a little bit, decides that she's going to back off, not really wanting to engage down in here. That is a lot of barracks. How many barracks does he have currently? 16 barracks. 16 barracks on 4 bases. I'm loving it. And this area leading down to the 4th gives you a lot of room for these barracks too. I'm liking that as well. So if you are a Terran player, pay attention. This is good ideas. Good stuff. Copy it. Copy it. Do it too. Okay, so Tanuvial's moving up, looking like she's going to want to take another base up here. Nope, she's maybe just checking around or maybe looking for a ninja expansion to take. She does have this proxy pylon down here still, so if she finds out about this base of one shot, she can warp in a load of zealots and go in just to harass that. I see she's going to take the watchtower with this probe here. And she's leaving an observer out in front of her army, out in front of her ramp, just to make sure that there's no more aggression coming. There are a lot of idle probes sitting in the main base, however, they need to be moved down to the 4th that she does not have, which is very unfortunate. She really needs to get a 4th base up, preferably here. There's a DT moving in. It's going to put a little bit of damage on these barracks, however, they can easily lift off, and that damage is going to be pretty much negated. Wow, and looks like one shot's neglecting to lift them off, and this one just may burn down. Looks like he just doesn't give a damn. It's scanning. Where the hell was he scanning? Here we are. Right at that 4th, just as she takes it. Very bad timing. Poor Tanuvial. That does not bode well for her, because now One Shot's gathered his forces and he is moving out. With ghosts, oh god, so many ghosts. +3 is on the way, +3/+3 with vehicle and ship plating +3. So if there are more Vikings coming out onto the field, well, they're not going to do more damage, but they'll be tankier. They will be tankier. And I guess that applies as well to the medevacs. How about that? So all these long-distance mining probes are getting picked off piecemeal. One by one they fall. And Tenuvial's army is getting engaged on the way up, trying to save that base, but there are so many ghosts, and there's a good number of Marauders and Marines out here as well, just forcing her back, which is very unfortunate because this is only half of this army. And she knows it. Oh, these ghosts are going in. They're cloaked. Oh, but that doesn't even matter. Observers, yo. Observers and cannons. So that was a waste of ghosts. Pure waste of ghosts. Good for him. He has another 6. So, not that big of a deal. His other half of his army, I assume, was taking out more of that base. They're going to catch him out of place, though. And if he could get in there with a flank, which he's not, there's not going to be enough reaction time, so he's going to lose half of his army right there. Or I suppose a quarter of his army now. Oh my god, the storms are beautiful! Will it be enough, though? Okay, that one was less beautiful. Put a lot of damage on these units. The ghosts do turn around to try and get some damage. I think I'm throwing out a lot of EMPs, but it's not going to be enough because the rest of his damaging army was already moving ahead. So they're all moving out of the way. They're going to get taken down by these Colossi. Well, there's not enough Vikings either to really help. So these Immortals are going to do a fuck tons of damage against these Marauders. The DT's in there. It's going to mop up as well. Stim, stim, stim. Get the hell out of the way. That one Zealot does get caught. And Tenuvial's forced to back up as the rest of this army is coming out from those 16 barracks. Are we still on 16? Where are the barracks? I can't see. Sorry, guys. I want to know barracks, though. 2 planetaries. Oh, there we are. 15 barracks. My bad. Okay, so we got more ghosts coming on the way. We've got, wow, 4 orbitals coming out. A lot of mules, a lot of scans. I'm assuming that's really more for the scanning energy against the DTs, and this one Colossi should get picked off. There must be a lot of Zealots underneath. Ooh, good storm. Semi-good storm. Stormed a lot of her own units as well. However, these medevacs are taking a lot of damage from that. They're going to go down so quickly from these Archons. Boom, baby! Marauders here are going to do a good bit of damage, though. They are very powerful units. This DT, though. Chop, chop, slice, slice. Ninja likey dice. Man, they do a lot of damage. My god, they're not even fair. So this game has been very back and forth. This has been a great game so far. We have a small army left for Tenuvial here. She is ramping it back up, however, with all those gateways. All those... How many gateways? We've got 12 gateways. 12 gateways down for Tenuvial. And she has... she doesn't really have a very good economy to back it up, however. She's... Oh my god, she's not getting much at all. She hasn't... Oh, this 4th is not saturated at all. She lost all those probes when they were re-rallying over there with long-distance mining. She's going to get these over there, but that's only 2 mining bases. She's trying to get this one going, but it just got scanned. She knows, or One Shot knows that the army's here and that she's wanting to take this one, so it's probably not going to happen. However, One Shot's army is not quite massed up back to where he wants it, but with his economy and the gate and the barracks that he has, he's able to get it coming back up pretty quickly, and he's going to be able to get in and attack this 4th, which is very unfortunate because her army is completely out of position. Okay, wow, that was okay. Mistake. Thought her army was still down here. It was not. It was in great position. Her army is in great position to fight this back and save that 4th, which is fantastic for her. These Archons are getting in, they're doing a lot of damage, but oh my god, the EMPs! Oh, if she could just turn around, she could have picked off a bunch, or not a bunch, but two of those two Archons there would have gone down very quick. Oh, the Marines, stem. They're kiting down these Zealots. However, the Colossi with Thermal Lance are just, they're deadly. So deadly. Gonna force this army back yet again. They are trading so hard. Let's see. Resources lost tab. We can see that the Terran player has lost almost twice as much as Tenuvial has. However, he has had a much better economy throughout the entirety of this game. So he's able to trade almost 2-to-1 ratio and still be in this game. However, he can't keep this up all day. If he continues to trade armies so inefficiently, eventually the Protoss player will just steamroll and go through him. So there is a lot of AoE out on the field right now. There's, let's see, we've got, what is that, seven Colossi on the field, plus, let's see, unit tab, much easier. We have 9 Colossi on the field and 15 High Templar. 15 High Templar to throw down storms and to turn into Archons. Beefy AoEing Archons. But One Shot has in his back pocket the secret ace of StarCraft 2. He plays Terran. He has Marines. He has Mules. He has Ghosts. He has everything he needs to completely counter Tenuvial. And he has a better economy. So we have a problem. But there's the recall just as the Nexus falls. The Colossi come alive. They force this army back. However, the Nexus is already down. The damage has been done. A lot of probes fall as he's retreating, but they're going to fall right into 2 more Colossi. They are so low on health. However, there are so many medevacs here. They are keeping this small contingent of units alive. My God. Never underestimate the power of medevacs. That was intense. So this Nexus needs to come back now. Tenuvial does not have the economy to stay in this game. She's so low comparatively. She just can't keep doing this, even though she's trading so efficiently. And it is fairly even in that she's losing about half as much, and One Shot is gaining about twice as much economy. Oh wow, that DT moves away just at the wrong time. He could have stayed there. Should have stayed there. So this base is going to be back up and running. Well, it will be if Tenuvial can hold off this massive army. Look at how many Marauders there are. 25 Marauders there. That's pretty nasty. And let's see, what's the Colossi count at? Still at 9, so that's pretty deadly. Even against Marauders. She really needs, though, she needs more, she needs those charge lots. She needs a hell of a lot more than 4 of them. And again, that just comes down from the issue of not having the economy. These Vikings are going to swoop in. They're going to start taking down Colossi. Already 3 have fallen. Oh, and they're a bunch. All of them are now. Well, 3 more are very, very low on health. These Marauders are going to swoop in. They're going to try and get some damage done, but the AoE is too strong. Still too many Colossi. Too many storms. The Immortals in there putting in a lot of damage as well. The Stalkers and the Colossi are going to force this unit back again. Again! Tenuvial is just barely hanging on in this game. She cannot keep doing this though. Oh, the two cloaked the 2 cloaked ghosts, and they're trying to pick off a little bit more. But as you can see, Tenuvial's 3rd base here is pretty much mined out as well. The only one she really has going right now, and there's only 7 probes on it. she needs to take all these idle workers and get them doing something. That's 12 right there she could put onto this base and have it fully saturated, at least for minerals. She just doesn't have the income to keep this up. However, it looks like One Shot's income has dropped dramatically as well. It looks like Tenuvio hasn't really put a whole lot of damage on to his economy, but he's just mining everything out. It looks like there's only really one mining base left for One Shot as well, and it's up here right next to Tenuvio's one mining base. This is incredible, folks. I hope you're really enjoying this game as much as I am. This has been very, very back and forth. However, One Shot has a friggin' huge army. He has a pretty significant advantage in mineral resources anyway. Ooh, I don't know. It just doesn't look like there's enough here for Tenuvio to hold this off. The Vikings are going to come in, they're going to put damage on these Colossi. Without the Colossi, there's just nothing there for her. There's just not enough. Even with the great storm she's been throwing down, eventually, you know, the High Templar are going to run out of energy. What's she going to replace them with? Is she going to spend the rest of her money, the last of it? Uh-oh, we have a counterattack, or not a counter, but we have a slip-in of a few Marauders going to come in and try and take down this base. However, it's not enough. It looks like they did manage to take down this one. But Photon Overcharge holds that off. But we have another encounter coming out here. A lot of storms coming down. The Colossi are throwing down some damage as well. Look at how low all of these units are. There's a lot of energy on these medevacs, though. They could be feedbacked, which may have been a better use of that energy. Well, I don't know about that, because those storms were stacking on top of the Marauders as well. And they got these so low. So low. So all these idle probes, they need to be moving. They need to get their asses in gear. And it looks like Tenuvio is actually starting to bank up quite a bit of resources. She's actually ahead now for the first time in quite a while as far as income goes. Even though One Shot is still in the lead so far in supply. She has eyes on this army. As it's moving, she knows exactly where it's going. She knows it's headed straight for her last mining base. Does she know, though, that there is a base right next door? She does. She does indeed. We've got the engagement coming down now. Colossi are moving in. They're doing so much damage. Another storm coming down. Tenuvio is holding this back so well with this AoE. One Shot just has not had much of an answer for it yet in this game. Oh, he's going to turn around. He's going to try and put some damage in. Oh, no. He just doesn't have the force. Use the force! One Shots. But he can't. Tenuvio's rebuilding this base now, and One Shot's got another one mining down here. It looks like he muled the shit out of it. It's close to being mined out now, too. Good God, the mules. This one's almost completely mined out. There aren't many bases left that they could even take. This entire map is almost mined out. This is fucking incredible. So from here on out, we are in a low econ game. Well, we've been in a low econ game for the last, like, 15 minutes now. One Shot's gonna move this small force of Marines in. He's gonna be trying to catch some of these probes. Oh, and they're gonna just die immediately. Oh, he's gonna get some probe kills. If he focuses on probes, he might get one or two. Or he might put a little bit of damage on some inactive cannons there. Either way. Oh, man. Tenuvio really needs to get down here and take this base. She's got plenty of minerals for it. She can spare the minerals to plant another Nexus down. Looks like she's denying this one from one shot, even though it's pretty much mined out anyway. One shot's economy is about to be down to 0 as well, so he's going to move forward. He's going to charge into this. And oh my god, that just doesn't seem like the best idea. The army is hanging back while the Vikings are putting damage in on the Colossi, which is not what she needs. Tenuvial needs to get these Colossi engaged. Although there is a flank. The flank is going to take a lot of the damage from the Colossi, and they fall. Oh my god, they fall. There's only a few Marauders left. There's 2 freaking Archons and an Immortal. We got a Photon Overcharge and some Zealots being warped in, but that's all we have left. 72 to 107. Amazing. Tenuvial's getting in there. She's going to do just more damage. And again, she forces One Shot's army back. He just cannot get in there. He cannot do enough damage anymore. She is holding him back with every attempt. And One Shot's mined out. What kind of... We have a 200 income, and that's dropping. We're down to 14 harvesters to Tenuvial's 45. This is the last base left on the map that has not been mined. Well, really, Tenuvial doesn't even have to take it anymore. She is in the lead. She has a huge margin currently. One Shot needs to take that base because he has no income left. Tenuvial, however, is sitting pretty, chilling at that base. And even though One Shot's going to get down here and land this command center, this pylon's going to see it immediately. And One Shot throwing in his opinion on the game. Protoss is hard to beat, I agree. And he has run out of bases, he's right. Even though, however, if he were to take this base, Tenuvial's she's in a massive lead currently. I can't see him being able to come back into it, even if he did take that base. So, he GG's out of it. These two put on a hell of a show. That was one of the best games I've seen in a long time. So, good job, guys. I really appreciate that. I hope all of you that actually got to see this loved it as much as I did. That was a great game. I love it when it goes into these late games and you have this such back and forth and it turns into a low economy situation and everybody's fighting for that last base, just trying to get just enough money in there so they can get enough forces to wipe the other one out. That's always a lot of fun. So thanks, guys. And again, if any viewers have any games that you want to be casted, if you want just some personal analysis, if you want some help with coaching, anything like that, if you have comments, send them over to GamerGenusTV at gmail.com and send me a little note with that. And until then, peace, ladies and gentlemen. Enjoy your evening. Watch out for the next episode. It is coming shortly. It's awesome stuff.